Now, to begin with, General Secretary of the Federation of Labour, Abraham Kumsin, has described as unfortunate the statements made by Senior Minister Osafo Marfo that the public sector may have to lay off workers. Senior Minister Osafo Marfo earlier said the layoffs may come up because of government's program with the International Monetary Fund (IMF). He said the sector will as of now not be able to absorb any more workers. Now, government is currently the single largest employer with some 500,000 workers. Mr. Osafo Marfo is, however, insistent the only hope for the teeming unemployed youth is to be employed in the private sector.
My idea about the restructuring of the economy should bear one factor, that the public sector, both civil and public sector, should work in the interest of the private sector for the economy to grow and become prosperous. You should tune your mind to assist the private sector to make the money. But that is the only way we can grow this economy. Today, under our program with the IMF, the public sector is full in terms of employment. We can't employ anybody in the public sector. It is full. And indeed, it is full. Perhaps we may have to even lay some off. But let's assume it's full. If it is full, and in 2005, when I was Minister of Education, we had 8 private investors, 8 private, total investors, sorry, not private, 6 public and 2 private, making a total of 8 in 2005. Today, as I speak, you are aware that polytechnics have been converted, most of them into universities, etc., etc. We have about 20 universities in the public sector and about 75 universities in the private sector. So ask yourself, where will the products of this almost 100 universities be working?
We've been joined on the line by General Secretary of the Federation of Labour, Abraham Kumsin, to give us what he thinks. Sir, thanks for joining us. What do you make of the senior minister's position?
I thought he was misquoted because I didn't believe what I heard or what I read online, because I found it difficult to understand this whole thing. Sometimes the media can also misquote. So that is how I understood it. But if it is true that really this is what he said, then it's unfortunate. And we are all scared that, you know, these things are coming from the mouth of the Prime Minister of this government. Because we all know the assurances that they gave to us that they are coming to create jobs. And so if you come and you are even thinking of, you know, laying off workers in the public service, I don't know, maybe they have made alternative arrangement to absorb them. If not, they are going to throw them into the system to join the unemployed. And I find it difficult to really understand him.
Now, the argument of the senior minister is that the private sector must take on these numbers of unemployed persons and possibly those who may be laid off by governments. Do you think the private sector is positioned well enough, at least from where you stand, to take on these numbers?
But how many jobs have they created? Or how many jobs have they ensured that the private sector, you know, create? Because I do not know so far, because I deal directly with the textile industry. And as we speak, the situation is such that if I'm told some factories are going to shut down and more than 1,000 workers are going to be sent home, I won't be surprised. We read about a week ago that Japan Textiles is going to lay off about 1,200 workers, just one unit, just one company. And so what I don't know what support are they going to give? What the one district, one factory, I don't know when it's going to take off. If it even takes off, then you bring the public sector employees to that area. Then you are also trying to solve problems. But if the public sector, the private sector had not started, functioning, and you are laying off, I don't believe what I read. It could be
right. Mr. Kumsin, isn't it too early to expect that all these solutions you were expecting during the campaign period of the NPP would be seen now?
7 to 8 months. Even Trump, we all have serious problem with Trump. Trump has created more than, he's not doing too well, but as far as job creation is concerned, he has created more than almost about 300,000 jobs in the U.S. I'm not saying that we can compare our situation to
exactly,
US,
because it's a different economy, it's a different system.
Yeah, but you see, if you take power, first you deal with corruption, first you create jobs, second you deal with corruption. That is African for you. And so if you are unable to tackle these challenges, 7 months, getting 8 months, we have entered the 8 months. And so for how long? Because you have 4 years to rule. 4 years to rule. So if about 1 year is going to go away, when are you going to settle to start creating the jobs? Because you see, when you want to take power, you start preparing for action. But you don't come and 7 months, you are saying you are still preparing for what? Preparing to lay off.
Right. Thank you very much, Abraham Kumsin, for your time. He's the General Secretary of the Federation of Labour. Now, moving on, members of Operation Vanguard have this morning set fire to 10 excavators as part of their activities. One of the owners of the excavators, according to our Eastern Region correspondent, is very bitter about the incident, insisting he was not engaged in illegal mining. The burning of the excavators is the latest in the operations of the task force, which has already arrested over 100 people in the 3 regions they are operating in. Our correspondent, Kofi Sia, will soon join us with the latest on this particular destruction. But if you would remember, that the 3 regions involved are the Eastern region, the Western region, and the Ashanti region, where some 400 troops have been deployed to. Let's go to the Eastern region now, where Kofi Siao is standing by with the latest. Kofi, what more do we know about the burning of the excavators?
Well, it happened yesterday late in the afternoon, getting to 6 o'clock thereabouts. This task force who have been, given the mandate to go after these illegal miners, went there, and they were able to arrest 2 people here in Banco and Kwabin. And in the operation, they were able to confiscate about 6 of the machines, the excavator machines, and unfortunately, they set fire to all of them. These machines, I can tell you, belongs to popular mining contractors like Stronim, Manono, and Majid. And according to these people, they are not illegal miners, but they are rather legal miners who have been given contracts by a large-scale mining firm in the area called Extra Gold. So they were a bit surprised that the task force could come there and set fire and destroy their properties.
Now, where were these excavators found, these 6 excavators?
They were found on the mining site in the area. Just as I said before, it happened at areas like Banso and Kwabin, all in the Etua district. And according to them, they were not even working. This is something I'm yet to ascertain. They were out of the area, but the people came there and set fire to the machines.
Right. Have you gotten any reactions from the owners of the machines and the military as well?
Yeah, I've spoken to the owners of these machines, and they have told me how surprised they are. But with regards to the operation team, I haven't been able to get them. I've tried speaking with the PRO, but all calls to him has been very fruitless, and I'm still trying to get him to speak to the accusations the miners are accusing them of.
Thank you very much, Kofi Siao. He's our man on the ground there in the eastern region. Now, a lot more is going on with regards to Operation Vanguard, because we understand some arrests have been made in the western region town of Takwa. We'll be bringing you those details later on in this bulletin.